What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here and for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. Listen, let's first and foremost start off by saying that Marsau, that's what I'm just going to call him right now, because he's on this smear campaign against Keke, and it absolutely was making my blood boil when I was watching this last night. I watched it late last night, well after it went off, and I just decided to wait until the morning to cool off because this would have been filled with a lot of words that I don't use on a very regular basis. And so I don't want to sound like my husband. I wanted to sound like myself because my husband is the one that curses like a sailor because he used to be one. Not just because he used to be one, but anyway, I don't normally speak that way. Don't have anything against people that do. But I said, you know what? I want those of you who have been with me on this journey on the Being Beautifully Honest platform to recognize who's actually speaking. And you know that I don't normally speak that way. Every once in a while, a word might slip just based on my feelings at the moment. And because I was just enraged last night, I said, you know what? I need to wait before I record anything. So I'll just wait until the morning, cool off a bit. But I'm still heated. Marsau is just a complete and utter disrespectful bitch. I'll spell it out. I don't think Stormy was wrong when she made that assessment of him at the town hall meeting that they had when they were talking about the Black Business Expo, because honestly, in this situation, that title would be more accurate. I'm not saying that it wasn't accurate before, but 100% right now, because even his brother that I don't like, Maurice, called him on it too. So this thing about him consistently trying to put the word that he used, druggie, label and light on Keke is just absolutely, utterly disgusting. And I can't stand it. Listen, guys. I'm not saying that having someone in your family who has an addiction issue or who has had an addiction issue is the easiest thing to deal with. It's not. So I'm not here to make light of situations like that. But do I believe that Keke has been such a hard and heavy, no pun intended, pill for them to swallow, meaning Marsau and Tisha, than the rest of her family? I just don't buy that. I really don't. I don't know what the dynamics are between Keke and her husband, but based on what we see, and all we can go by as viewers is what we see. But based on what we see and on what I have observed, her husband, to me, seems to be a very good stand-up guy who loves his wife, who is there for her, who's there to support her. I just don't buy what he said about him and Tisha being the ones to be there for her more than anybody else in the family, including her husband. I don't buy that. And I would really love to hear Keke respond to that. I don't know if we ever will, but I really hope that we will get the opportunity to hear, because I just cannot stand the fact that he's trying to make an emotional moment, right or wrong, because I've spoken about this before. I don't believe that Keke was right in doing it. And to be honest with you, I don't even believe it was really intentional, but I believe she was acting out of her emotions and her feelings. And I often say that when you operate in your emotions and your feelings will fool you. So that's why we should not operate in our emotions and in our feelings when we make any decisions, whether it's personal or business. Because listen, when we do that, unfortunately, a lot of times, even though you may be justified in your feelings, but the action that you take after feeling the way that you feel often makes you look like the fool. So even though there are a lot of people who can't stand Tisha this moment, Keke will never lie down. And yeah, there are some people that like say, yeah, she deserved it, or I applauded when she did that, because they don't like Tisha. And I understand that too. It doesn't make it right. And Keke is the one that looks foolish in that moment, because honestly, she wasn't even worth the water that she wet her with. Let's just be clear about that. She really wasn't. It's like she should have just ignored her, just like she and Marsau were ignoring her. I mean, seriously, they want to give you the silent treatment, you give them the silent treatment back. You walk away, you talk to other people. There are more important people around you than these two fools. So you don't come out looking like the fool, because this is what they wanted. She gave them what they wanted, which is to have her look like this crazy lunatic to everyone else. So that's why they couldn't just let Tisha dry off, which, to be honest with you, she was barely naked, so it wasn't even much. She needed a whole lot of drying off, because she was like wearing nothing, and it obviously was very hot out there. So I'm quite sure the heat of the day and her not really wearing much allowed her to dry off pretty quickly. Okay, so it was not even worth it for Keke to do that. And I love the fact that we saw Melody speaking to her about this in depth, in detail, pretty calmly. But, you know, for those people who don't like Melody and feels like she's there to stir the pot or whatever, that's not going to be good enough, or they're just going to say, oh, that's just performative tactics or whatever. And, you know, you can't please everyone. So it is what it is. But I definitely love the fact that Melody was having that conversation with her, because everything she said to her was accurate. Everything that she said to her was right in that moment. And I'm glad that she went out there, had a discussion with her, and didn't just, you know, leave her alone and have her out there with, you know, just her husband and leaving her by herself, no one there to talk to her in that moment. So she and Stormy actually went out there and spoke to her, and I really love that. But I want to play this clip, and then I'm going to continue with my commentary.
You and I mean almost start fighting.
Yes, I said something about his wife being a dope head.
Did you?
Yeah, I was upset.
That's why I mean came towards you? Why did you say that?
What did he say? My wife said a dope head. Oh, you said... I lost my temper a little bit. Being upset doesn't make you throw drinks. Drugs does. No. Guys, don't be mad at me. Be mad at the drugs.
Marsauscott, cut it out, cause you know.
I don't care. What she can do is stop.
To bring up the drug comment. Well, you know, Keke has always been extra.
In my opinion, I don't think anything could have did this but drugs. I've been around Keke for 18 years, and this has never happened. And quite frankly, if I had to do it again, no, I wouldn't. I was upset, and I wanted to make Amin mad.
Why you wanted to make Amin mad? What
You
you
did
do?
work on
I can't make Keke mad.
But Amin was
See, women don't understand that when wives get mad, the husband got to fight.
Amin didn't do anything, and I like Amin.
Yeah, Amin is a sweetheart. That's what you did to Courtney at the meeting when you kept saying this. I actually.
Mr. and Mrs. Steele, thank you guys.
You know I'm busy, she's still, right? Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Courtney had told you to stand up. What you was gonna do?
Stand up.
And do what? Nothing. Get your ass beat.
You think so?
Damn sure.
I'm willing to get my ass beat.
Yeah.
How about that?
You wanted to?
I'm willing to.
That's just stupid.
Maybe I will. But then again, maybe I won't.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you this. If my wife is sitting here and she's acting belligerent, especially towards a man, I'm going to step in and say, hey, listen, let's not do this. Why? Because you're writing checks that you're not about the cash. Stormy, to be fair, you're a grown woman. Called me a bitch in the middle of a meeting several times. You're not going to cash those checks. The only person in your family going to cash those checks is Courtney.
But beat this out. You said you're the biggest bitch.
Yeah.
You agree with me?
I agree.
Just like a bitch.
No, I am a bitch, by the way.
I know, a bad
I'm
one.
a bad bitch. Big bitch. I'm a bitch.
Ooh.
Anytime you say bitch to a man, you're trying to trigger him. That's 100%. That's 100%.
Call you a bitch back. Right, you feel me?
If you call a man a bitch, you're trying to trigger him.
Here's the thing, though. If you were bothered by it, you could have said it.
Oh, no. If I'm bothered by it, I'm going to bother you by it.
What I don't think would be good is for a wife to allow another woman to call her husband bitch.
Hey, in Stormy's culture, that's not uncommon, correct?
It's so normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
All right.
Stop it.
And she know
You gotta cut it out.
I promise you,
have to cut
if you'd have called her a bitch, it would not have gone.
It wouldn't have went. It would have been
I'm
like,
just not-
because
I'm not going
Courtney
for it.
can't accept
I'm not
a man
going
calling
for
my
it.
wife a bitch
Ain't happening.
in my face. And she said it to trigger you, to get you to say something, so then Courtney can say something.
You said bitch was a trigger word for a man, right?
100%.
See this out. But what your reply been? You would be good bitch. Or you would have been like, don't call me that.
I'd be like, don't call me that.
Right.
Yeah, real simple, yeah.
And then I would have respected it.
Going forward, please don't call me a bitch.
Do you feel like you owe Marsau an apology for that, Stormy?
Well, she didn't know. She didn't know. She didn't know. She didn't know.
I would never feel like I was out of line for calling Marsau a bitch. Marsau always gives off another level of shade and sass that warrants me to call him a bitch.
Well, y'all get ready to head out. Kimmy, Maurice, thank y'all so much. This was so awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Thank y'all. Y'all have fun.
Hey,
Courtney, this is real talk though. Do you feel like, or Tisha, that Keke may still need some help? Even in hugging her, she literally just had tremors. She might have been nervous to be here because she hasn't been around in a while.
I think that there is some help that's still needed, but I haven't experienced like the hyper violence. It's been more so sweats, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
The makeup didn't give it away.
I'm not saying just aggression.
So cut it out. To me, like, we don't need to make fun of it and make light of it because a lot of people struggle with drug use. You know, so it's not a funny topic. If Keke is a drug addict, then you don't address that in the public eye. You pull this person aside.
Well, Courtney, the dilemma is that she was in the public eye when she threw the drink.
If you acknowledge that this person is on drugs, they're a drug addict, they threw the drinks because they're on drugs, do you respond by calling it out, or do you be the person that understands that their mind is not there?
Do me a favor. Everybody at the table, raise your hands if you drove around at 2 o'clock in the morning and picked her up off the side of the street. If you've done it multiple times. If you had conversation with her 4 or 5 hours about it.
Why did you
Get to be the ones that gotta suffer through it. And, oh, no, she's just on drugs. Let's just get the... Dad. When y'all not in that same situation, y'all do it, right? Because the outside me that didn't get a drink thrown on my wife, I'd say, you know what? I'd be the bigger person. And I thought I was in the moment, and then after I thought about it, I wasn't the bigger person.
And you're still not.
And I'm not right now.
Yes.
Because at some point, you got to realize hurt people, and them hurt people that hurt people get hurt back. So quit hurting people if you want to get hurt back. Because it's not our responsibility to walk around and guess what your trigger word is. See, you did the drugs. You got high. We didn't. We didn't even get the good feeling. But we get the bad feeling? That's just been so long, and after so much help, that's your choice. Do your thing. But leave me out of it, dog. Leave me out of it.
I'm going to stop it right there. Listen, Marsmear is full of it. And the fact of the matter is, the reason he is on this constant smear campaign against Keke to just put her in this light of only being, like he calls her, a druggie, addicted to drugs, not in her right mind, is because he knows that she knows things about him that he does not want to speak on. So this is why he can, when they have had those times in the past where she's tried to address it, he wants to overspeak her. He does not want Tisha to communicate with her anymore. She, in his eyes, being someone that has had a substance abuse problem means that she cannot be honest. So anything that she's bringing up about him and his ugly ass being unfaithful is a lie. And this is what he wants to put out there. So the fact that they're sitting there having this roundtable discussion, meaning mainly him, about her after they have left, about that struggle that she has had, which I personally don't believe that she is still using. Yes, she has admitted, I'm using methadone. It is helping her to curb those cravings for the actual substance that she was admittedly addicted to. But for him to be so dirty and nasty about this struggle that she has had, I just am disgusted by him. And I'm even more disgusted by Tisha because that's her family. And I'm not here to say that everyone that is family is always going to be on the best of terms, because I am a witness and a person that is dealing with that myself. I get it. There are some people that you just cannot have a relationship with anymore, but to just be consistently out there trying to smear them, tear them down because of things that they know about your relationship that you want to try to portray as being this beacon of hope and light for people that are aspiring to be in marriage. Is like, look, we've been married for a long time, so be like us. No one cares. No one cares. And so to be out here constantly smearing Keke, and then Kimmy interjecting, talking about when I was holding her, like she was having tremors. Girl, she was heated and angry. The only thing that had Keke going was her emotions and her feelings, not some freaking drugs. And I really wish that she would go off on all of those people on that show who want to try to put her in that light. I am interested to see what happens next week, because I know that Mel had suggested that she take a drug test, and, you know, showing the clip for next week, I believe she says something along the lines of the only way she would do it is if he would take a lie detector test. I don't see anything wrong with that, because honestly, she doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. She threw, and I don't even like to say threw, because if you know the action of throwing is literally picking something up and throwing it. Literally, a throw is a throw. She flicked the cup of water and tossed it in her direction. It's really not the same thing. Yeah, both got the accomplished, the accomplished action of dousing her in water, like Chris Fletcher said, it looked like she just got out of the pool. I was like, nigga, she did not get that wet. Let's just be real. Okay. So he was making fun of it. And Hotel, you saw him last week when Keke got up. And I mentioned that before, when she got up and she was walking to the back of the house, and he was laughing so much that he spit his drink out. He thought it was funny. And his disgusting self sitting there when Marsmear was sitting there smearing Keke about the drug situation, and they're sitting there laughing with each other about it like it's funny. This is why I can't stand him. I can't stand either one of them. I don't know if there's one that I dislike more than the other, but this mountain of shit, I'm just going to put it like that they're shoveling to try to make this heap of a mess out of who Keke really is. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. And it takes me back to the interview that she did with DJ Richie Sky, and she was talking about that in detail, about the things that they have said and done over the years. I really feel like they're trying to give themselves more, what's the word that I want to use? It's early, guys. But I feel like they're trying to give themselves more credit for things that they have done for her than what they actually have done. I'm just going to be honest. I might be wrong, but my intuition is telling me that because Marsmear, he's not even the type of person that would really even do anything like that, I feel like. So for someone that's not even actually related to him, just related by marriage, a cousin, let's just be honest. I don't see it. I really don't. I don't buy that. I don't. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Would love to know what you guys think about this. Let me know your thoughts respectfully in the comment section below. Thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.